Good morning again. I need more energy. Good morning again. That's what I'm talking about. My name is Dr. Monell, and I am so honored to be standing here as the principal of this absolutely fantastic, magical building known as William Rainey Harper. Thank you all so much for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are, no, a round of applause. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Now, I was given the task of welcoming you to this ribbon cutting ceremony, but I have some very adorable friends who can do a much better job than I can. So please welcome our preschool William Rainey Harper Panthers. Now, do you see what I meant when I could not have done better than that? There was nothing that I could have said to top that. So again, my name is Dr. Monell. It is such an honor, such a pleasure. I am so humbled to be standing here as the esteemed and proud leader of this wonderful building. Just to give you a little background about myself, I have always wanted to be a teacher. Growing up as a kid, I was that little one that stayed after school to clap erasers. I graded papers. I don't know if I was supposed to because they were my classmates. But I graded papers. I always brought my teachers gifts so they loved me. So I always wanted to be a teacher, but never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be in the position today to be opening a brand new building. That is such a blessing, and it's something that I do not take lightly. Thank you. I've said this often, and I truly mean it. One of the most amazing things about being the principal of this building is the phenomenal staff that I get to work with. Every morning when I wake up, when that alarm goes off before the sun rises, and I think about the wonderful teachers and staff that I get to work with, I can do nothing but smile. So I want you all to please take a moment. If you are a proud member of William Rainey Harper, please stand, and let's give them all a round of applause. They are all the true magic of this building, and without them, I promise you, this building would be ordinary. But our goal is not to be ordinary. We want to be above that. We want to be extraordinary. In the 2 short weeks since we've opened our doors, I continue to be inspired by the wonderful work that our staff is doing, getting to work alongside them and our scholars. Harper students have been they're just been so amazing. Their natural curiosity, their eagerness to learn. I'm seeing kids rushing to get to class and not wanting to miss anything because they're so happy to be here. And that puts a smile on my face as a building leader. If you guys follow us on social media, if you don't, look us up, William Rainey Harper Panthers. If you follow us on social media, you'll realize that last week we had our house team induction ceremony. And it's something that was very special for us because we want all of our scholars here to feel like this is an extension of home. When they come here, they know they're a part of a family. And we have 4 house teams. We have the house team black, which is our house velour, which represents courage. We have our house team blue, which is house team Zazie, which represents our thinkers. We have house team green, which is house Revere, which is our dreamers. And house team red, which is house Awari, which is they're our discoverers. And each house team represents a different language and a different part of the world. Because at Harper, we're not just focused on changing the world here in this community. Trust me, we will. We will impact this community. Old Brooklyn, we are so happy and blessed to be here. But our goal is to impact this community, this city, this state, this country, and this world. So as our kids are here, they're going to be learning more than just what's happening here. They're going to be learning other languages. They're going to be learning about what's happening throughout this amazing globe. So I wanted to share that. So check out our pictures on Facebook. There was a special guy who did the induction ceremony. His name is Dumbledore. So he told me to let you know that he was not able to make it to the ceremony. He is the man from Magic Mount. But if you have any questions, just ask our scholars about Dumbledore. And he's the one that led that ceremony. Now, I know that as we continue to grow and our grade levels expand, we will be exactly what we envision here at Harper. This summer, we put in a lot of work in creating a mission statement that describes what we do here. And I want to read that for you. William Rainey Harper's vision is to provide a challenging and exciting educational experience where scholars are engaged in learning, passionate about changing the world, and aspire to leave a legacy far beyond societal expectations. The scholars in this room and those to come are going to be world changers. I'm telling you now, mark this date. I said it first. And when they change the world, I want you to remember, this is where it all began, in this beautiful building. Now at this time, I have some special guests and some special friends who are going to help me. The William Rainey Harper Bucketeers. So let's give them a round of applause. Now, this is just a snippet of the talent that's going to be coming out of this building. This is Mr. Chase, our music extraordinaire here at Harper, so give him a round of applause. And our Bucketeers, you guys did amazing. Good job. So we want our students to not just be standing and singing songs, that we want them to be utilizing different resources, different things, different products. I mean, who thought of like playing buckets? So trust me, keep a lookout for our events coming up, because I am excited to see what Mr. Chase is going to do with all of our scholars here. Now, if you can bear with me for a second, every morning when we come into our cafe, our students, we get them ready for the day. We want to make sure they're excited to be here, so we have our morning chant. So we're going to do it for you. So I want you guys to see how we start our morning every day here at William Rainey Harper. So every morning we do that because we want these scholars excited to be here and ready to go to class. And something else that we do is every morning we recite our building creed, because it is important that each child in this building know that they are someone. So I'm going to read this for you. And where is my friend, Miss Matthews? Miss Matthews, could you come up here for a second? She didn't know I was going to do this. But Miss Matthews has many talents, and one of those is poetry, and she actually wrote our creed for us. I didn't tell her I was going to do this, so she's a little surprised. So I want to give her a round of applause. You want to do it together? Sure. So like I said, every morning we recite these words. I am a Harper Panther. I pledge to be honest, responsible, and hardworking. I will persevere without any excuses. I am in control of my dreams, destiny, and what I become in life. I will be a champion of my own success. I will be somebody, and I will go somewhere. The world is waiting for me to be all that I can be. I am a Harper Panther, you'll see. So with our morning chants and with our morning creed, we send our scholars into the class ready to take on the world. So you see just a little snippet of the excitement that happens here each and every day at William Rainey Harper, and that's why I'm so happy to be here. That's why I keep smiling. That's why no matter how early I have to wake up, I come in here with a smile. And some of the parents see me in the morning greeting them in the car line, and they're like, how many Red Bulls have you had? And I'm like, none. This is me on a regular. So I want you to know that that's the kind of person that I am, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. This is something that I'm so happy to be here, and before I introduce some of our special guests, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone that took part in the building, the construction, the design of everything that you're looking around. Mr. Petrucci, Miss Norway, the district, Mr. Kelly, just everyone. The interview team who selected me to have this amazing opportunity. You all played an intricate role in the success that will be the scholars of this community and this district. So give those people, everyone that had something to do with the opening of this building and preparing for this special day, I wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, I will take some time to introduce our guests. Dr. Lisa Thomas. Dr. Lisa Thomas is a member of the CMSD Board of Education. As a CMSD board member in her third term, she helps guide the district's vision and governs its process. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lisa Thomas.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Ooh, I like that, thanks. Good morning, everyone. So being up here, invited to speak at the lectern, is a lot like writing a history essay, which I know young people have yet to do, but I can speak to the teachers and educators in the room and to some of the parents, all the parents, who've been through this process. Any alumni of William Rainey Harper in the room? Anybody graduated? Okay. So we have a proud history of this school. It's been around 92 years, I believe. Correct, Kevin? 92 years. Lots of history. So in an essay, when you write an essay, you give an introduction, then you give your main points, and then you have to think about those main points and kind of come up with a little story to tell that you've thought about those main points. I'm getting some amens in the audience. And then you conclude. So my introduction is, you've heard who I am. I'm a member of the school board, proud member. And in my last job, I was a college professor. So I have a little bit of teaching in my background. And my job today is to say thank you. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the mayor, Frank Jackson, for appointing me to the board to allow me to do this wonderful work, but also for having the vision and the leadership to say, hey, let's put a bond on the ballot and get people to vote so that we can construct some new schools, and so we say thank you for the leadership. We also say thank you to the legislative branch, which people forget has so much power. The power of the purse rests with the legislative branch, and we are thrilled to have not only the councilman of the area, but our city council president with us Councilman Kevin Kelly. So thank you to the legislative branch and to the council president for believing in us and helping to pass that levy. You can build as many schools as you want, but you will not affect change unless the content of that school is meaningful and has vision in itself. And to that, everybody, I want you to give a big round of applause to Eric Gordon, who is the CEO of the schools, who is the guy making all the change happen. Our graduation rates are soaring. Our attendance is so much higher. All these new schools, all these great teachers, a wonderful principal like Principal Manel. I mean, you don't get quality like this unless you look for it. And this is the guy who's looking for the quality, who found this, who's sitting right here and is going to lead these young scholars to change the world. So thank you to him. My biggest thank you, however, my second biggest thank you goes to the educators, to the teachers, to the administrators, to the people that built the school, to all of you who have something to do with the district. Thank you so much for the dedication you put in each and every day. Thank you, thank you. My final thank you goes to the parents and the voters of the city of Cleveland who believe that change is possible. I'm a native Clevelander. I've seen all the plans. Build the jetport in the lake. Put a cover over the stadium, a dome over the stadium. I've seen all these things get thought of and fail. But we've got something real in our hands, and we're seeing it each and every day. So thank you to the voters who believe in us and who have voted to increase your taxes in order to provide a building like this. Okay, so I started my essay, I gave you my points, and now I gotta come up with something creative to end it. When I gave my thanks, no offense, gentlemen, but I gave it to men. And I gotta tell you a little bit of something about William Rainey Harper. William Rainey Harper was an Ohioan who went to Chicago to get his education, got his PhD, his doctorate in education, and he came up with some really brilliant ideas of how to educate our young people. He did this about 100 years ago, so turn of the 19th century. Really brilliant guy. We owe him a lot. Of course, we named a school after him. But he had one fatal flaw. He did not believe that women should be in the classroom as teachers. He did not believe that women possess the qualities to teach. Fie, I say, fie. And this guy is proof that women have a role, because he told me that the majority of teachers in the school are women. Woo! He used the word destiny to talk about where these children are going. They're going to change the destiny of women and men in this country and what the future of this beautiful country is. So remember, education is the power to change. William Rainey Harper was a great guy with a fatal flaw. We will overcome that, and we have overcome that, and we will make the change, and we will change the destiny of Cleveland through the educational efforts of these men. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. Now, our next special guest, Council President Kevin Kelly. Council President Kevin Kelly was first elected in 2005 and continues to represent Ward 13, which includes our neighborhood, Old Brooklyn, and he's also a part of the Stockyard neighborhood. He was unanimously chosen by his colleagues to continue on as Council President. He is also the chair of the Council's Finance Committee and its Rules Committee, and a proud parent of a child that attends William Rainey Harper. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman President Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to the William Rainey Harper family. And thank you, Dr. Mel, for the introduction. And if anybody has subscribed to the Plain Dealer or looks at cleveland.com, there's a beautiful article in the paper this past weekend, and it talked about a new day in Old Brooklyn, and it talked about shops and investment and small businesses that are opening and families that are looking to Old Brooklyn. And there was something that wasn't mentioned in here, the very fact that we can have all the businesses, we can have all the amenities that we think people want, but if we don't have strong schools, we are not going to be able to retain and keep families in our community. And I'm here today to say we are standing in what is going to be a great school. And we are all going to be a part of that. My first crisis when I came to Cleveland City Council was the closing of the old William Rainey Harper. There was a lot of community outrage, there was a lot of anger, and that was my introduction to council. It did close, and then throughout the years, those of you that live in the community know that there was, the board ups, the getting the, hassling the district to make sure the lawn was cut, and just make sure that we maintained this shell of what was once a school. And when we started looking at what is the reuse of this, and with the passage of issue 4, it really just made perfect sense, and to be able to envision this school, this brand new beautiful school on what was once a boarded up old school for a good part of a decade, it's really amazing. It's almost it's hard to believe I'm standing in this school today. It is a beautiful building, and we're all a great part of it. But it's really, when you look around, I'm thrilled about this not just because of the building, because there's a lot of nice buildings everywhere, and buildings are just bricks and mortar. But being able to kind of watch the development of the school through the hiring of Dr. Manel, through the teachers, really starting to understand what it is that this school is and what it's going to be was really a transformational thing for me. This is more than just a building project. This is more than just, replacement of an eyesore. This is going to be the start of something great. And when I really started listening to the vision, I said, this is what we need to do in this community. We have to have the mindset that we will have the best performing buildings in the state of Ohio. And while I don't love state testing, we have to shoot high. We have to, like Dr. Manel said, our students need to have the idea that they are going to change the world, that they're going to impact this community and this world, and that's what this school really needs to stand for, and I'm happy to be a part of that. We all have our role in this. To the teachers, to the administrators, to the parents, to the kids. We all have a role in making William Rainey Harper the great school that it is and can be. And if we think about this, we can all be a part of changing the narrative of the Cleveland Municipal School District. We can be part of creating the highest performing building in the state of Ohio, of educating the best graduates to go to the best high schools, to come back to our community and continue to build. It's really a great opportunity that we all have here. And as Dr. Manel mentioned, most importantly, I'm a parent of a William Rainey Harper Panther. And I just don't mind telling you that wasn't an easy decision. I have 5 children. We have used the Catholic schools generally, and we used charter schools. But when I learned about what is going on at William Rainey Harper, I made a decision not based on being part of the community or anything else other than what is best for my child. And when I looked at everything that was happening here, when you looked at the totality of this great school, of what they were aiming to do and how they were aiming to educate kids, this is the best move for my family, and I think it's going to be the best move for many families. And this building, this school, is going to set the stage to really change the narrative of this neighborhood. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Councilman Kelly. Our next special guest, CEO Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon was appointed Chief Executive Officer of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District in June 2011, after having served as the district's Chief Academic Officer for 4 years. He is responsible for the leadership and daily management of Cleveland's 39,000 student school district, as well as its larger goals and visions as outlined in the Cleveland Plan. He was recently named the National Urban Educator of the Year by the Council of Great City Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, our CEO, Eric Gordon.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. La, 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 la.
Well, good morning, everyone. Oh, no, this is a school. Good morning, everyone. Ah, there we go. Well, welcome to the new William Rainey Harper School. Are you excited? As you heard Council President Kelly say, the old William Rainey Harper building was closed several years ago as it was no longer equipped for the modern learning needs of our young people for today. But after several years, and with a lot of support from Council President, from residents here in the neighborhood, from taxpayers in the district and the city of Cleveland, from parents, and from a whole bunch of other people, we are here to celebrate this brand new facility, a state-of-the-art new William Rainey Harper School for the old Brooklyn community. So let's give that some love. If you are a resident of Old Brooklyn, would you stand and let us recognize you and thank you for joining us here today and being part of our community, particularly people on our design team like Leo and Judy Ackerman and Anna Maria and Johnny Ham, and all of our residents who are here supporting our school. Oh, we can do better than that. Thank them, please. I also want to ask if you are a parent of a scholar here at William Rainey Harper, whether you live in Old Brooklyn or chose to come to Old Brooklyn for your education, would you stand and let us recognize you? Our first teachers, our parents, thank you. Lots of familiar faces, that's great news, and some additions as well. Thank you for your constant support. Thank you for trusting my colleagues and me with your child's education. President Kelly, when he made a choice to enroll his daughter here as a Panther, I got a text message and it said, we've chosen William Rainey Harper. There is no room for error. I will be your worst parent nightmare. And what did I text back?
We're up for the challenge.
We're up for the challenge. So I want to say that to say our educators, you saw from Dr. Monell, you'll see with all of our educators, we are up to the challenge to making sure every kid has a great experience here at Harper and across the district. And your engagement of being here today and engaging throughout the year is a critical part of that. So thank our parents and caregivers one more time. Really, really glad that you're here. There are a lot of people that made this happen. So first I want to recognize the architects and construction team who actually physically built this building. That includes our building design firm AVG and their architects Greg Goss and Bob Netherton. And are they here today? If they'd wave their hands if they're able to be here. Yep, back in the corner back here. Let's give them, thank you. Our construction managers from A.M. Higley and our project managers, Joe Haganoski, Mike Petrucci, and Anna Dodson are here. If they could wave their hands and let us recognize them. Anna's up here and in the back. Our owner's representative from OHG and their project managers, Mark Notabaradino and Mike Tanskley, and they're here today as well. Yep, in the back. These are the people that physically built this beautiful new 21st century modern resourced and equipped school. Let's thank all of them one more time for building us this beautiful building. I mentioned our taxpayers and residents for passing issue 4, which let us build this building. The other person or organization that helped us build it is the Ohio Schools Facility Construction Commission. They are our co-owner, they are our partner. They paid 2/3 of the cost of this building for our community. So I don't know if we have any representatives today from OFCC, but let's make sure we thank the Ohio Facility Construction Commission for helping us be in this beautiful home. Like all of our schools, we really wanted this to be a community effort, and we had incredible support from our Old Brooklyn Community Development Corporation as we brought this new school to the neighborhood, particularly our executive director, Jeff Verespi, and he's here somewhere, right here in the middle, thank him, and his education coordinators, Ramses Clements and Carlos Leboy, and they are both here as well, or I know Carlos is, yep, Carlos is here as well. It is really, really great personally for someone who lives in Cleveland and works with our CDCs to have a CDC so committed that they have an education coordinator as a member of their staff in Carlos. And thank you, Carlos and Jeff, for your continued support. We have to thank our leadership, and now we can look to our right and see women in our leadership role. Dr. Thomas as a member of our board. In addition to our board chair, Ann Bingham, our vice chair, Robert Hurd, and the other members of the 9-member Board of Education who allow me to lead this district while they provide governance, oversight, and support. Incredible leaders who are selflessly behind the scenes moving this important work for our kids and community. Also need to thank Mayor Frank Jackson. He was unable to be here today, but Mayor Jackson has made through his entire career education his single #1 priority in reviving our city and our economy, and continues still in his 4th term to make education a top priority. If you don't know the mayor, he's a fairly quiet man that will hold you accountable, and so he meets with me and the chair and the vice chair every Monday to make sure that we are on it and doing the job that he expects for his residents in the city of Cleveland. So help me thank Mayor Jackson as well. We're almost done with the thank yous, I promise. These buildings do not happen without an incredible behind-the-scenes team from my own organization, and that's led by our Chief Operating Officer, Pat Zahn, who is hiding somewhere. I don't see where he's hiding now, in the very back, and Gary Sauter and our construction and capital projects team who built this beautiful building for us, led the construction. Thank you, Mr. Zahn, and to your entire team. There are a number of us educators that work behind the scenes, behind your teachers, behind your principals, and I tell them all the time, if we've done our job well, no one will know who we are. If we have failed to do our job, we'd better step forward and be the visible owner of that failure. So hopefully you will not recognize this next group, because it means we have accomplished our goal of supporting you well as parents, as residents, as educators. But I'd like all of our district administrators and leaders who are here today, district educators, please stand and be recognized. And again, hopefully you don't know who these people are, because if you do, we have failed you. If not, we've quietly got the work done behind the scenes. And finally, I want to congratulate the William Rainey Harper students, our scholars, the first inaugural class to sit in the desks in this building and learn in this brand new classroom that we've built for you. We know that you will graduate from Harper and then high school and then college and come back to Old Brooklyn and back to Cleveland so that we can serve your children, your scholars for generations to come, and we're really excited to be here. So my official duty is to cut the ribbon, and there's 2 things I have to do this. I'll apologize to the Harper educators first. Well, actually, first of all, would all the Harper educators stand? We've already recognized you, but I didn't get to. The Harper educators, please stand. Thank you. So I apologize to the Harper educators in advance, and I promise that this is going to be okay. But the first thing that I need to be able to order, in order to cut a ribbon is kids. So I need all of the scholars who were told not to come up here to come up here with me. Come on up here with me, because we need all of you. And I need Dr. Thomas, if you'd help me expand this ribbon so that we can get everybody behind it.
1, 2, 3,
All right, so we got to give our scholars a big hand, because that's a lot of controlled chaos, to cut the ribbon for William Rainey Harper. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for giving this gift to our community as a resident, as a taxpayer, as a parent, for these scholars and many, many others. Thank you again for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for supporting CMSD and William Rainey Harper School.